Hi, I'm the multifarious fisherman. This is 7 fish and we're just checking some ice. Gonna get a feel for the conditions. I got my Newmora auger and a device for measuring the ice thickness. We're gonna walk out onto a dock so that we're not standing on the ice because I don't think it's thick enough yet. We're gonna punch a couple holes and find out what that actual thickness is and progress from there. We'll see what happens. It is snowing. There's water on top. There does appear to be a little thickness to it. Why is it when you have a coat that's got great big pockets, you stuff a ton of stuff in the pocket and you still can't get to anything because it's just loaded with garbage? Wearing my clam rise top. I didn't bring the pants. It's not that cold. It is obviously freezing because we're getting snow, but it's right on the cusp of it. It appears they've changed the covers, which is kind of good because the old covers broke all the time and had the worst time keeping them on. Brand new blade, should cut super easy. I parted ways with my Eskimo auger, which we were struggling with a little bit last year, in favor of a Newmora. This should make our job a little easier. I've got that and I've got this, which you've seen a bunch of times, but it's got measurements starting at the black and counting up. So if you hook that on the bottom of the ice, that'll tell you pretty easily what the depth of the ice is. Well, it's snowing on my lens. I had to blow the snow off and now it's a little foggy. I can tell you this much, the ice is not a good kind of ice. So the likelihood of me making this an actual fishing video is not very good because the quality of the ice, irrespective of the amount, which doesn't appear to be very much, the quality of the ice is poor, and that does not make me want to go out on it. So I will measure it just so we have the number, but I can already tell you I'm not going to fish on this lake. A couple inches, which might hold me, but I'm not going out on it. My thing, I like to fish on 4. I'm not a big fan of fishing on less than 4. That doesn't make for good safety, and there's no reason not to be safe when you're out here. Trip through the ice. I always tell people I like fishing, but I don't care for swimming very much. So if I'm going to go swimming, I'll go to an indoor pool this time of year. Can already tell my battery's gonna take a poo here in a minute. Well, there's a lot of road noise. That's always going to happen out here though. I drilled in the other spot, which you probably saw, and the ice was like 2-ish inches thick. Not enough for this fella. I did drop the new camera down just because I kind of wanted to see what I could see, which wasn't much because there weren't many fish in the area and the bottom's pretty plain. But you might notice a kid's rod and reel on the bottom in that video. I'll put it up here. So we're gonna try this guy here. The edges make it look like this is gonna be maybe less thick than the last one, but understand that not all the lakes freeze the same amount, so might be a little easier to cut because the gaps in the dock are a little different here than they are on that other dock. Looks like someone's already drilled a couple holes out here, so we will check it out. Pretty similar story to the other lake. Not very good ice and not very much ice. It might be fun to stick the camera down here. New battery on this one's already taken a poo. Cold weather and batteries, not good friends. Okay, put the camera down. Hit record. No, hit record. Come on, there you go. Little bluegill. Another little bluegill, and I think that's a crappie. Oh yeah, that's a crappie. Another bluegill. Sorry, this water's not very clear. That's a gizzard shad. Hey, just playing with the new camera, trying to get everything figured out. Okay, that's 2 bluegills. If you run the camera into the bottom, it stirs up a lot of garbage, makes it hard to see. That's also what attracts fish over when you bump your lure into the bottom though. Kicks up a cloud of dust, brings the little gills over. And stuff that eats gills. Well, hello. When you have an LED on, it lights up those particles and makes it a little harder to see past them. That's off, and then turning the LEDs up. And then back off. And then this is the infrared lighting. And the sun came from behind the cloud and helped us out a little there. And with the IR off. So we got a different lake, and we're just going to check it. More snow on this. Sometimes one lake, they can be right close to each other but have different amount of ice on them based on wind and birds and trees, shade, and all of that. So we're going to check this one. It looks like somebody's been out on it and there's quite a few holes drilled. So this might have a little more ice, although the edge looks a little suspicious, so I may stand on a tree to cut my hole at first to see what the depth looks like. It took longer to get through, then bring my little measuring thing down, so I'll be back. Here's a little run to the truck time lapse. Measuring thing. Close. This lake had 3 inches as opposed to 2, but still not enough for me to go out on safely. Not the best. We'll wait for safer ice. Alright, well, that's not enough ice for me to go out on, especially I'm out here by myself. But even so, I probably wouldn't. There's guys that'll go out on that and, we're out here on 2 inches and yeah, no. Even if you can fish that, even if you're built like Zach, it's not a responsible thing to do, to be out there on that shallow stuff, broadcasting on the internet. There's people that don't know how to be safe. That lake had a lot of snow on it. 3 in this spot. If there's snow insulating the ice, that could mean 1.5 inches in another spot, and you could end up going through. I don't want to be responsible for somebody thinking that's cool or clever to do and then ending up going through. I know a few people have been through the ice before, and not a one of them spoke highly of the experience, so not today. Thanks for joining us on a little quick run out here for what we do. A little due diligence, get out here, see what's up, so we can let our friends know and so that we can do the right thing. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you get a chance to get out here and participate, because it's fun. A lot of us have been indoors a lot this year. People have been itching to get out. They got out, they did some fishing in the summer, and ice fishing doesn't sound like as much fun for everybody, but it's quite a bit of fun, and if you know what you're doing, it's pretty safe. If you don't know what you're doing, it can be less safe, so you want to make sure you're either with somebody with some experience or that you do what's right and smart and don't push your limits. I appreciate you coming out to join us, and hope we see you again Tuesday or Friday in our next video. We're gonna walk out on a dock. I walked by a portable restroom and it was unoccupied, and I literally heard knock knock, pause, knock, knock. I went back to investigate. There was nothing in there. You can hear it right when I say we're going to walk out on the dock. Go back and listen. That was weird.